Well, but not actually. It depends on who you think the heels are. Because have we determined that? Because the next match, Light Switch Jay White and Hangnail Adam Page.
Oh, you know who's the heel in this match? The Timekeeper. Why wasn't this a 10-minute match? Why did this have to go as long as it went?
Oh, good lord. 20 fucking minutes. Well, no, more than 20 minutes. But was any match on the card less interesting to people to begin with? I can't remember why Jay White is a babyface after he was a heel for so long and then gone, and then he was hurt and Juice was hurt, and then this match again, was it Falls Count Anywhere? Was it no disqualification? Was it lazy booking? What was it? They just went out on the floor and fought in the entranceway and on the floor for minutes and weren't counted out. And it just went on with moves back and forth, and people were kind of staring, except when, again, if somebody chops, they get to whoo. They like that. And then after really just having a match for a long time, they countered each other's finishes back and forth a time or two into Jay White's, and Jay White beat him 1, 2, 3. So Hangnail stock has fallen.
Which got a good pop.
Well, yeah, because they didn't expect it.
And it came after just boring. I mean, it was the quietest match. You're not even really, I mean, there were times at home it was really quiet. You hear sometimes from people in the arena, they're like, oh, the fans are really into everything. Well, I mean, they were dead silent, but at least they came up for the finish, I guess.
But again, when the matches start getting so repetitive, but it's like, would it make a lot of people are going to say, well, when they have up and down the match or up and down the card matches where they fight on the floor forever, the referee just stares, they use objects, people come in, even if it's not just no disqualification, but then they'll just make it no DQ and there's no rules in this match, no rules in that match to make it more exciting. Okay. What about if in the NBA Finals, Brian, or maybe even the March Madness, the NCAA, the inbounds pass, when the guy catches it, he doesn't have to dribble. He can just tuck it under his arm and just run down the court, and he doesn't have to dribble. That'd make it more exciting. What about if everybody else trying to stop him, instead of guarding him or trying to draw a charge, they could just fucking drag him down and tackle him? That would make it more exciting. And then, what about if his teammates were allowed to block for him? That would make basketball much more exciting, wouldn't it? But that's not how you play that fucking game. So to have anything register that is outside the norm, you have to have a norm. To have any heel cheat and get heat for it, you have to have rules for him to break. To have anybody get over by doing a specific outrageous thing, such as bleeding or fighting on the floor or whatever the case, you can't have everybody doing it in every fucking match. And I mean, to the point where how many matches have we seen lately where there's multiple tables broken in the same match and then more tables broken in matches after that? That's the norm, and the norm is that just everything happens all the time, and then you tune it out. So anyway, that's and I thought that Paige's stock has fallen here, possibly because does anybody think that Jay White at this point is ever going to mean anything here? That ship has sailed if it was going to happen to begin with. I mean, it'll mean more than, the legless boy or whatever the fuck. But I mean, anything in the way of actually moving needle, drawing money, getting ratings, that ship has sailed a long time ago because he's not new anymore. But now Paige is doing a job for him. I'm wondering if Hangnail, but Now later on, is he switching babyface again? This antisocial cowboy?
Let's save the end stuff to the end because I don't completely understand, and I don't think they do either, whatever they were trying to do. So there's a lot to break down there. But
By the time that we get to it, it may have changed again, is what you're saying.
But, this was in the middle, of when that streak started with the Mercedes Moné match. Every match was like 20 minutes at least.
Yes.
Other than the Lashley match, every match went 20 minutes. But to me, this one felt a lot longer. Because of how quiet it got and just what they were doing, it felt like it took forever to get to the finish. All I kept thinking was, what would I do if I went to a show like this? And I was like, would I be able to hold up a sign that said go home, or would they take it from me? And I would just constantly hold up, go home, go home.
Or the other way that the boys used to say it, it's Miller time. Anyway, and then Adam Page left. No, what did he do? That's Jay White left, and then Page went and leveled him on the ramp, and then Chris Daniels came out, be like, why you want to do that to that guy? And then he knocked out Christopher Daniels. So that'll be at least a fine, according to Sockface, to knock out the fuck. Remember when Chris Daniels was the voice of the voiceless, or the homeless, or Tony Khan?
I don't know what he was.
He was Tony Khan's guy that was going to make all the rulings until the next week, and then he never did it again.
And again, Chuck Taylor just got taken out by Moxley. Not Chuck Taylor the wrestler. We were told it was Chuck Taylor the backstage producer.
Yes.
And now the almost a general manager doesn't really do anything role on the show. He gets taken out. It's just, there's like no reason for any of the chaos that happens.